What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com, and I got a free pick for you from this Indiana Pacers versus Detroit Pistons NBA matchup going down on Monday, November 24th, 2025. Before I get to the free pick, if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, and the ones I have the most money on every day, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium, or click the link in the description of this video below. We got so much free pick content here at Pickdawgz. You know these plays on the premium side are our best of the best. That's what Pickdawgz Premium is for. We've also got our inner circle. It's something we've been mentioning in our videos lately. And now it's not for everyone. It is for those who are placing larger bets of at least $1,000 or more per game, which is the requirement to be accepted into the service. But we've had a lot of big bettors and a lot of high rollers join the club already, having a ton of success already with the one-on-one coaching and the management of the bankroll and the early releases. So if you feel like that's something that's meant for you, reach out to the number on the screen and we'll get you some more information. But let's get to this one between the Pacers and the Pistons, and it's a Central Division matchup here as you've got the Indiana Pacers coming into this one with a record of 2-14 on the year, 7-9 against the number this season after a 121-09 loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers in their last game, while Detroit is at 14-2 on the year, 12-4 against the number after knocking off the Milwaukee Bucks, 129-116, the win streak sitting in double digits for Detroit, and knocking off Milwaukee by 13 points on the road is not something that's been easy for the Pistons to do, as Milwaukee had owned that rivalry between those two teams for the better part of the last few years. But I'll tell you, Detroit is on a roll to start the year. I mean, 14-2. I'm getting Cleveland Cavaliers vibes from the Detroit Pistons. Cleveland Cavaliers of last season that just ran roughshod through the Eastern Conference and got off to a strong start and ended up with just the best record in the Eastern Conference. And I could easily see the same thing for the Detroit Pistons. There's usually, one team that kind of sort of comes out of nowhere and just dominates, for the better part of the season and finish, maybe a little bit in over their heads where we're used to seeing the team for the better part of, a few years stretch. And that could be where, Detroit kind of ends up, because as long as this team doesn't sort of gas themselves too early and, run out of steam, they're going to be a team that I think is going to be a tough outcome playoff time. And, you look at some of the matchups they have coming down the pipe. I mean, they've got Indiana here, Boston at home against Orlando, at Miami on a back-to-back, which is going to be a bit of a tricky spot for them. But I think Detroit's going to be up to the task. I mean, we've seen this Detroit team, dominate Indiana already this season. They won by 15 points just about a week and a half ago, back on November 17th. And that game was in Detroit. But now, they go out on the road, and they've still been able to hold their own away from Little Caesars Arena, 6-1 straight up, 5-2 against the number this season. And I just think this is a Detroit team that is going to keep rolling here. I have no faith in Indiana. I get it. The injury report on both sides isn't great, but it hasn't been very good for Indiana for much of the season. I mean, they're still obviously missing Tyrese Halliburton. Cam Jones is out. Aaron Naismith is out with that MCL sprain. Obi Toppin is still out with that fracture in his foot. For me, the key pieces that need to be in the lineup for the Detroit Pistons are still there. Jaden Ivey is listed as probable for this one. Karis LeVert's listed as probable. I just think that, the Detroit Pistons are not a team that I want to step in front of right now, catching a reasonable number, especially when the Indiana Pacers are the alternative. So I'm going to roll with the Detroit Pistons in this one. Now, that's my free pick, and thanks for checking out this free pick video. Let me know who you guys like in this game in the comment section below. And remember, if you're looking for my best bets, you can head to Pickdawgz Premium or click the link in the description of this video below and use the promo code PICK at checkout. Get 15% off your purchase. Good luck. We'll see you guys soon.